Hello everyone and welcome to Wilson Waffling Live. This is episode 43, I think, recorded on Sunday the 17th of May 2015. Technology, good or evil? Run titles.
Wilson Waffling.
Hello and welcome to Wilson Waffling Live. Episode 43, I think. Now, I'll come back to that in a second. Because we're going to press the dreaded Periscope button. Now, so every week I press this button and broadcast live on Periscope on the app. And I normally get a whole lot of abuse straight away. And then last week I had to ban someone. So here we go. We're going to press the button. It says, watch me do my weekly live show. Are you ready? So here we go. We're broadcasting and I'm flipping the camera around. And there we go. So we'll wait and see now. So I think this is episode 43. Although I was looking at wilsonwaffling.co.uk and I noticed that it says 41 there. So I'm a bit confused. Is this episode 43 or is this episode 42? So I think it's 43. It's a bit like when I upload my blog post. I noticed this morning, and it's my blog is when I write my blog. I'll see if I can find it for you. I actually I got a whole load of little hearts flowing up on my Periscope. I don't know what that is. Love hearts there are. No idea. Pass. When I log into Audio Boom, which is, it used to be called Audio Boo and now it's called Audio Boom, so I always get it mixed up. But when I log into this, it tells me how many posts I've done. And at the present moment in time, it's quite amazing actually, because at the present moment in time, look, I've done, today's was the 93rd post. So I've actually done 93 blogs, 93 of them, okay? And I think 7 more and I hit 100. 7 more, I should have a party, or I should get an award. I should get an award or something, just to say that I've managed to hit 100 blog posts. So, well, anyway, let's get back to the everyday. Remember, this is Wilson Waffling Live, so you can go along to wilsonwaffling.co.uk, and if you click on the waffling videos, I think it's under, and you can, the first choice there is Wilson Waffling Live, and you can click there and you can watch this show live on my site. Alternatively, you can watch it on Periscope, or you can actually go and watch it on Ustream itself. So there's plenty of places that you can watch. If you're watching on Ustream, then of course there is the opportunity for you to engage with the chat, and I'm still not happy about the chat. It's all I could do. I've tried loads of things. I've tried Tiny Chat. I've tried like an MNS thing. MSN thing. Is that Microsoft Messenger? Microsoft. Yes, anyway. I've tried one of those. That hasn't been successful. So anyway, the chat's there if you'd like to go along and log in and have a chat. But if anybody's got any wonderful ideas of how I can actually get a chat going on these live shows, or have a really good application to do it, of course I know that I need to try to get people into chat, but here's hoping, then by all means let me know, and that would be fantastic. Remember, if you would like to contribute to the show at all, then you can always nip along to my Twitter feed, and you can my Twitter feed is here, so it's at iwilsonysj, and you can tweet me there, or you can use the hashtag wilwafflive, and that's 2 F's in the waff, because I just did one and I forgot to do it with 2 things. Now I'm just wondering, this is going to be a bit spooky, this. I'm just wondering what I actually look like on Periscope. Oh, look. did one and I forgot to do it with two things. Now, I'm just wondering.
Ooh,
this is going to be
how spooky is that? How spooky is that?
What I actually look like on Periscope.
How spooky. Anyway, I'm not going to spend my time listening to myself on Periscope. But anyway, this is wilsonwaffling.co.uk, and just to bring you up to date with some really important and sort of like words. Ian, use your words. Developments. Look, can you see this here? For the first time, it's gone down below the 520. It's been over 520 for ages, and now it's actually down to 519. I'm not too sure how it works, but I think it's how many hits you get and how many retweets, and if you comment on blogs, I think it takes it down as well. So 519. Now, the disappointing thing, and it really is the disappointing thing, that tomorrow it'll be like 570. Okay, because it does sort of like vary so much, but 519 has been the smallest it's ever been, so that's fantastic. So this was, just to bring you up to date, this was last week's Wilson Waffling Live, when I was talking about voting just generally, and by all means you can go along and have a look at that. And remember that if you can look at it on either on YouTube or watch it here, but remember that normally up here, and I forgot to do it this week, look, normally up here what you get is that you get a whole load of options to jump to certain parts of the video. Let's see if I can find you one. So this is 41, look, and there you go. See, you can actually jump to various parts of the video to see what I was talking about. So if you'd like to go back and watch, yeah, that was 41, look, so that one must be 42, so this is 43. And if you would like to have a read of this week's Wilson Waffling blog, then it's called Scary Possibilities, the Future of Education. And what I do is that I'm actually discussing what the education could look like in the future, and it's what I call a philosophical waffle. So it's not hard hitting or anything like that, it's just me waffling and talking. I don't like the angle of this Periscope thing at the moment. I want it there and it's not. Sorry, you're getting too much. Oh, what happens if I put it down a bit? There. No, let's not mess about with it. Okay. And I must say, I found this picture, look, which is a bit weird. It's sort of like a cyber teenager. It's not me in my younger days, don't worry. So, but by all means, go have a read of that, and you can find it at wilsonwaffling.co.uk under the Wilson Waffle section. So, what am I going to talk about today? Well, it sort of like leads nicely in from that sort of like post about technology, and I found this week I found sort of like 3 really interesting articles about technology. And as you know, I'm a strong believer in technology. I like to use technology. I use it all the time. I just make myself go a little bit bigger so you can actually see me, and I like to use it all the time, and I like to be involved in it, and I think education is really fun with it. And one of the things that I noticed in a lot of articles was the changing role or the changing views of technology, and how some people have very positive views and some people have less positive views, and then all these views are coming together, and it's almost like up to us to sort of like pick out what we actually think, so to speak. I'm a bit low, aren't I? I need a cushion. Or, oh, I could sit back here. But see, if I sit back here, I can't reach the keyboard because I've got little arms. So I might have to. I think what we need to do, just out of interest, is probably reduce that lower third a bit. Maybe reduce it like that. That might be a bit better. So yeah, anyway, back to technology. So the first thing I would like to show you is an article that I found on the Inside Higher Ed
web page throughout the week, and this one was called, it was quite simply social media, using social media to inspire your students. And I thought this was really interesting because as you can imagine, I love social media. I love Twitter, I love blogging, I love YouTube, I got a really itchy nose. That's not what I love, but I got a really itchy nose. Do excuse me. It must be hay fever or something. I really like social media. I like Twitter, the microblogging of Twitter, the Facebooking. I have a Facebook page, etc., etc. And I feel that I don't probably inspire the students with the social media. I see it as part of my sort of like interaction with them and a part of my communication and curation with them. And one of the things that was really interesting about this is that it separates up the use of social media into sort of like three sort of like areas. And the three sort of like areas it has is like inspire, educate, and engage. Now, I think this first word, this inspire word, is really interesting because to me, what it's sort of like, I would find it very difficult to inspire students through social media. I might inspire them to use social media or to find things on social media that will inspire them. And I hope my use of social media actually inspires them to learn more and to sort of like collect and curate a whole load of things together for them. And that's sort of like my inspiration. I do also hope that as I'm teaching and the way I actually teach and use social media, that it actually allows them to sort of like engage with the knowledge a lot more. And I think this sort of like links to educate as well. And there was a really interesting phrase in here, and that I picked up, and I just zoom in to sort of like find it, because it says students aren't digitally savvy by default. And I find this really interesting because, you know, there's this whole terminology about digital natives around all the time, and you know, I tend not to agree with it so much. And I think it depends where you come from, it depends your upbringing, it depends how education and ways have been modelled to you for using technology, and it's down to personal preference as well. And some people like technology, and I've said this over and over again, some people like technology, other people do not like technology. And it's finding the best way. And I think some students are digitally savvy by default. Not all of them, but some of them are. And it's interesting with these, I almost feel that I need to sort of like develop them more. I need to almost like give them more options to go with, or to engage them more within the social media. And of course, the last one is talk about engaging, and this is when I hope shows like this engage people, and or like on Facebook, people read the Facebook or see something interesting, and I can't possibly know what everybody's researching and all the students are researching or looking into, but I try to find the best bet and then sort of like put that there, you know, actually sort of like think, right, this is what they might be wanting on homework or mathematics, or boys teaching boys in games, or education in general, and that's what they're going to go for, and that's what I sort of like try to put in. So hopefully I do use social media, and hopefully I do try to both inspire and engage and educate the students. And that was a very positive sort of like article. And then the other one that's been doing the rounds at the present moment in time is something that's almost like positive and negative together. It's positive and negative, and it's something that I've actually I've waffled about beforehand, and I've done this waffle I think a couple of weeks ago. I'm just finding it now and calling it up.
And yeah, it was a blog post that I wrote called, it was called Teachers Leave Those Phones Alone. And although I was trying to get people's attention, the sort of like the main thrust of this this waffle was about whether or not mobile devices should be used within the classroom. And it's interesting that this week, there was another blog post that was called this: Mobile Phones Bans Improve School Exam Results, Research Shows. Now, this I found really interesting and really sort of like exciting. And basically, the top and the bottom of it, I'll zoom in for you, as always. Ignore these sort of like two giggling girls who have obviously seen something like Justin Bieber on their phone or something. A study by the London School of Economics found pupils at phone-free schools perform better in GCSE exams, especially those in the bottom 60% of the Key Stage 2 tests. Now, this is what really sort of like grabbed my attention now, because basically what it's saying, the research is saying, and I haven't actually seen the research, I don't know where it is or anything like that, so I'll be really interesting. I have to, I don't think it's quoted in here, so, but it'll be really interesting to sort of like see what the actual research was. But the research is basically saying that a school had banned mobile phones, okay, and it was due to to increase behaviour policy and things like that. And what it found was that children who did well at Key Stage 2 SATs continued to do well. Okay, there was no difference in their learning or their grades or anything. The main impact was those who had done badly at Key Stage 2 SATs in the bottom 60%, and those showed an improvement with the ban. Now, what I'm assuming that they've done here is thought about, because I was thinking about this a lot, and I was thinking, you know, how have they done this? Have they compared it year on year, and then suddenly put the ban in, and then suddenly notice these results improve? Because I mean, statistically, that could be different cohorts or anything. But I'm interested in how they do it. But it was interesting that the children who are doing worse, or lower, should I say, rather than worse, in the bottom 60% actually did better. Now, it was in the article, it was interesting because it actually states here, look, said that the distraction and low-level disruption caused by pupils having mobile phones in school appeared to be behind the results. So basically what it was saying was that because the mobile phones were removed, there was less distraction and low-level disruption, and therefore the learning improved. And it goes on to say, here, look, it says, I don't think it is just mobile phones, but the amount of time that used to go into investigating the abuse and use and abuse of phones was incredible. And what they were saying was, they were saying that although the headline says mobile phones, it actually states our strict behaviour policy, including on mobile phones, is a significant contributor to our improved results. So it's not just saying that it's, and that is the actual deputy head of the school. It's not just saying that it's the mobile phones. It's saying the strict behaviour policy has improved results, but part of that was the mobile phones. And I do think it's really really important that it links back to distraction. And it's sort of like one thing I mentioned in my blog post is the sense that this almost like professionalism, that to sort of like say, yes, I have my mobile phone with me, but I'm not going to engage with it. And I think I put here the decision for the use of Use technology itself to reduce the distraction and support your own teaching and learning. Engage fully with the learning and do not give in to the temptation of technology at inappropriate or unprofessional times. This part here. Sorry, you can't see that. It's a bit too small. And I think that's the interesting thing with this article, that I think, yes, it has been an impact, but it's not only been by the mobile phones, but it's been by the changing policy of behaviour, but also it's linked to distraction, not actually the use of mobile phones. Now, saying that, and remember this is good and bad, so if we've had a talk about the positives of social media, and that's sort of like almost like saying, you know, they should be banned. And I do wonder whether or not students in higher education would be more engaged if they were banned, and whether or not their learning would improve, or whether or not, see, for me, my own personal view about this is that I think they should still be there, but it's whether or not it's up to the responsibility of the learner whether or not they want to engage with it or not. And it'd be really interesting to do like a survey, how many people, when there's meant to be group discussions going on, actually start picking up their phones and checking Facebook and things like that. It'd be really interesting to do that. Anyway, if you just, I'm going to do this just because I don't know whether or not anybody's around at the moment, but if you think that that mobile phones are sort of like should be banned from sessions in, say, higher education, then give me a tweet here and just say whether or not you think they should be banned or not, or removed or not. I hate the word banned. Okay, removed, reduced, put away. What do you think? Just tweet me and actually use at iwilsonwisej, because if your account, and then it won't, I can tot the results rather than using the hashtag wilwafflive. And if you use this, then it'll come up on my feed, and then I can sort of like get a general idea. You know, so one thing I am hoping that university is coming to an end soon. The second and third years finish next week, and then bless you first year. First years have got like another 6 weeks yet, 5 weeks. 5 weeks I think now. So they'll still be going on, but hopefully, you know, through summer we might get a bit of interaction in the chat and things like that. You never know. So on to the last part of my my good and bad of technology. And this was a really interesting article that I found through the week that was talking about memory. Now, basically what this was saying was that if you think about it, they were discussing the role of memory in the digital age. So basically what they were saying is, nowadays we actually do more on the actual, we don't actually have to remember things, we actually store it on our devices. And a classic thing that it says, and I'll be really interested, you know, I know my mom's home phone number, okay, mainly because it's the family home, so I mean I've always phoned there and I've given it out to people, and I know my own mobile phone number, I know that, but for example my my brother has a mobile phone, my sister has, my niece has, my sister has her own house, my brother has his own house. I have no idea what their phone numbers are. No idea at all. I do not actually remember them. I just sort of like keep them stored in my device and just press them. And even then, I probably say, phone Martin, and it automatically phones them. You know, so I have no idea. And what this article was saying, was it was saying, right, what is the role now of memory? You know, and does it get to the point that we actually no longer need
need memory because everything is stored, and it talks about the use of dictionaries and calculators, and there's a really interesting they compare it to taxi drivers, the black taxis in London, the cabs, licensed black cab drivers in London, that's the right terminology. And they were saying that beforehand, that I didn't realise this, but it says here that there's 25,000 city streets to remember in London, and they used to do a test called the knowledge, and it was a final test, and it's a process takes applicants between 2 and 4 years, and many failed the final test, known as the knowledge, because of its difficulties. And it was interesting that researchers at University College in London in 2006 studied the brains of 76 trainee taxi drivers and 31 non-taxi drivers, recording who had passed or failed the knowledge and who had studied. Although it was a small sample, it says, and this is the spooky thing, but after 4 years, they found that taxi drivers' brain structure had altered, showing more grey matter in the part of the hippocampus, which is what's responsible for memory. So it actually changed its function. Now, look, it's a brain. It's like my brain. So the interesting thing with this is, if we don't have to remember all this thing, is our brain slowly shutting down? Are we not actually paying attention anymore, or to various items because we say, oh, we don't need to remember that, it's on my device? Or are we changing what we're remembering? And I'm wondering whether or not we're remembering a lot more visual images or imagery, whether or not we're remembering words that people say to us, or locations, or fond memories. I mean, I have a lovely picture of me holding my niece, and whether or not I've sort of like made more room in my brain for that. Maybe we're remembering more, dare I say, important facts rather than phone numbers. So perhaps technology is taking away all that sort of like things that are sort of like less important, or might be considered less important, and sort of like say, no, don't remember that, I'll remember that for you. You remember better things. Maybe it's like that. I don't know. Maybe because I'm not remembering phone numbers or things, I can remember references or intellectual facts more, or what's on the television at 9 o'clock tonight, or whatever. I don't know. So I think it's really interesting that technology is sort of like dipping into everything, and eventually, I wonder what we will remember or what we will rely on, on the technology. It is a bit worrying that, if technology suddenly ceased, what would we actually lose? What would we actually lose? Really interesting concept. So, we're coming to the end. We're coming to the end of Wilson Waffling. Let me just get up to the top. Wilson Waffling Live today. And just to sort of like finish off, and if you are not interested in Minecraft at all, then now is the time to stop. So if you're not interested in Minecraft, then goodbye. It was lovely seeing you, and I'll see you next week. If you do want to catch up with what's happening on the server, then stay tuned now, and we will go into the infamous, remind me to remind you about something pretty shortly when I come back. Let's zip into the Minecraft montage. Are you back? Oh, what went on there? It was just like sheer madness for a moment. No wonder. Oh, hopefully everybody's gone, because it was the Minecraft montage and that's gone. So anyway, let's have a quick look at the Minecraft web page. So remember, if you're interested in playing Minecraft, I do have a Minecraft server that you can come along and join. There is on this page an application form, because it is a whitelisted server. So by all means, just click on that, and it's quite simple. It gives the rules of the server up there, and then down here is a simple application form for you to fill in, just so we know who you are and to put you on the whitelist, and then we can give you some support if you need it. So by all means, go over to the website. It's wilsonwaffling.engine, which is ENJIN.com. Go across there. You can find the links on my wilsonwaffling.co.uk page, and by all means go along, and if you're interested in joining the server, then pop along. You can see the server map there. This is what the server looks like at the moment. I don't think anybody's on at the moment because they're all busy doing their work, of course, but I'm developing things at the moment, and we have a variety of competitions. So this is a recent competition that people are actually creating their own name, and we've been a bit creative here in something known as Plot World, which is actually a creative world, so you get unlimited resources, and you can use whatever you want. So you can guess that's somebody called Chris, and he's called Shield Bash on the server, so that's what he's created. And there are prizes of diamonds and emeralds, and also points. And here I've just set up on the page that you can vote for the server. So here, I don't know why this top one's not working yet, but you can see the only person who's voting at the moment is me, but I'm sure that'll change. And you can vote here, and when you vote, you get rewards. And then if you pop over here to the store, then there's things that I've started to put in that you can actually buy. So if you would like some slime balls, that once you've got 10 points, then you can go and they will appear in your Minecraft for you. So there's that. So by all means, if you would like to, like I say, if you'd like to come and join us, then pop along, fill in the application form. And you don't need to be an expert. You don't need to be really good at it. You could be young or old. It's an open server, open server as in a friendly server, and we're there just to help people along and let you dip your toe into the Minecraft world. Okay, so that's I'm not going to sort of like zip onto Minecraft today, because we've seen most of the things, but by all means nip along to the page and put in an application if you would like to join us. So as always, please remember that you can follow me in the usual places. You can follow me. You can always go along to wilsonwaffling.co.uk, and that's sort of almost like the hub of where everything is, and where you can find everything that comes together without fail. So you can join me there, wilsonwaffling.co.uk. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter, and my Twitter hashtag is just there. It's iwilsonysj, and by all means follow me, and you'll get all the tweets, etc. Remember, there is a hashtag that is hashtag wilwafflive, and also a hashtag that is wilwaffmine. So if you're interested more in Minecraft, then you can follow that one instead. We also have hashtag YSJMass and English and Professional as well, if you would like to follow along with that. Also remember, there is a Facebook page, and you are more than welcome to come along and give the Facebook page a like, and you will find that here. And as you can see, it's got lots of posts on it and pictures, including the giant Congo eel, but also me lip syncing to various videos. So by all means, go along and have a laugh and enjoy Wilson Waffling on Facebook. As well as that, I'm all over the place. You cannot get rid of me. As well as that, I'm also on Tumblr, and I'm also I'm on Tumblr and Instagram as well, and you can find me on Instagram by following the link on my webpage, and you can see
my Instagram here, having some fun and seeing what's actually going on with my mom there. So remember, there is currently a poll about oh sorry, you didn't see that. Remember, there is also currently a poll for seeing whether or not you'll want my mom to appear on the show, which and if you would like to set any questions for her, then please pop along to ask.fm/Waffling Wilson and ask a question and put it with the prefix mom. Now, just before we go, this is just reminded me and I forgot. Let's check to see whether or not anybody's got any questions for me. No, there is one question of the day, and it says, what's the most important lesson you've learned in life? That is quite easy. The most important lesson I've learned in life is always watch Wilson Waffling Live. Hope you've enjoyed the show, and I will see you all next week, if not before. Catch you later. Bye.